That's a good song for this piece. I just want to fly. U.S. airports saw a record number of flyers at the end of Thanksgiving weekend. United Airlines says it had its busiest Thanksgiving ever, flying more than 5 million passengers between November 22nd and December 1st, and they did a good job. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby's at Washington Dulles International Airport, where United has just announced plans for a new concourse. Scott Kirby, it's always good to see you. We're going to talk about that new concourse in just a second, but let's hit a little bit of news of day if we could. Specifically, airline executives from all the major airlines going up to Capitol Hill tomorrow to talk about these so-called junk fees. And you know, where you have to pay if you change your seat, you have to pay for the baggage, you have to pay if you change your reservation. So Connecticut Senator, that's Richard Blumenthal, says this about this. He's slamming the fees. He said it's all being profit-driven with, quote, no basis in cost to the airlines. Does he have a point?
Well, you know, at United, at least, we have spent the years coming out of the pandemic focused on creating a product that customers love and that they want to fly and choosing United. And we've invested $40 billion in that time period, including the investment here in Dulles, new airplanes like the one you see behind me, state-of-the-art in-flight entertainment systems. We've eliminated change fees. And because of that, customers are choosing United. We had 5 million customers. We had our highest NPS scores in history over the holidays. More frequent flyer program signups than ever. And really, customers are choosing United because, at least at United, we're investing in the products that they want, and they're choosing to fly us.
Well, Scott, I mean, I've been choosing United. I'm now, you know, one thing leads to another, and then you're Premier Silver one day. That's me. So I'm definitely flying the airline. And lots of people are. Lots of people are. But they, you know, lots of people are also annoyed, troubled, bothered by fees that gather as they go to checkout on a lot of different airlines. The seat fees, $12 billion in just the last 5 years, according to this Senate investigation. So to Gayle's question there, these are not rooted in anything other than you just moving a person's body from one seat to the other. I mean, do they have a point in calling them junk fees? Is that a term you would agree with?
Well, first, thanks for flying us and being a Premier. But what I would say is what we're doing is offering customers choice. And airfares are about 50% lower in real terms than they were a couple of decades ago. And that's partly because customers that don't want all the extras, that don't need to check a bag, for example, we're not charging everyone for that. And one size doesn't fit all in the airline industry or in most industries. And so giving customers choice is part of the reason customers are choosing to fly airlines like United. And not all airlines are created equal. I mean, at United, at least, our customers are feeling good about what we're doing. It's how we get record scores, how we're getting record signups, and we feel good about giving customers choice.
So, Scott, let me ask you about this. The Delta CEO seemed pretty optimistic about the incoming Trump administration, recently saying that it would be, quote, a breath of fresh air after the Biden administration, quote, overreached. How do you define overreach when, for example, one of the things the Biden administration did was make it easier for passengers to get their tickets refunded if the flight is canceled or significantly altered, or getting their money back if they pay for a service that they weren't rendered? How would you define what overreach is?
Well, regardless of which administration's in office, I have been consistent for several years, including on this show, asking to fix the #1 challenge that we have for customers in U.S. aviation, which is getting the air traffic control system back up to full speed and full staffing. We're still 3,000 controllers short. We've got technology that's decades old. There in Newark, at our hub in Newark, we had over 500,000 customers in Newark alone delayed during November because of air traffic control issues. 83% of our customer delays were the air traffic control systems. And I encourage everyone, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, let's get the air traffic control system back to full speed. That's 10 times more impactful than everything else combined that we can do for customers in this country.
Well, Scott, do you believe that the Trump administration will be better for the airline industry and specifically for United?
Well, it's early for me to say better or worse. And I do think the air traffic system and the FAA, who the people of the FAA, by the way, do a great job. Lots of overtime over the holidays to keep the system running. They do a great job, but they need to get back to full strength, full staffing, and technology. And I think that is bipartisan on both sides of the aisle. Everyone I've talked to on Capitol Hill is supportive of that. And I think that's going to be true in the current and the new administration.
Can I talk about that beauty behind you? I'm a nervous flyer, as you know, but I still marvel at what planes can do. She is gorgeous behind you. It looks like she's had hair and makeup today. So Tell us about the new concourse. Are you getting a lot of new planes? What is happening there?
Well, United is now growing faster than any airline in the world has done, and this is the third year we've done it, and it's going to continue for several years. But part of that expansion of airplanes means that we need more facilities to grow them. And here in Northern Virginia at the Dulles Airport has been one of the great examples, and we're building a new 14-gate concourse that will be all international capable. That'll allow us to actually double the amount of international flights from our nation's capital around the world. And a lot of stuff that we've added over the pandemic has been really successful, really popular with customers, profitable, and doing really well. And this investment in the infrastructure will let us essentially double the international service to our nation's capital.
So speaking about that service, Scott, let's talk about some of the busy travel expectations, specifically in Christmas, during Christmas and New Year's. I have friends that have been working for United going back to when it was Continental Airlines. I've been a longtime flyer of United, and they get very, very busy at this time of year. So what are some of the hot destinations?
Yeah. So, well, one, I say thank you to all of our employees. One of the great things, but hard things also about working at an airline is we're uniting people and connecting the world and uniting people in those moments that matter, which means our people are working during those holidays for all of our customers to create those special moments. So thank you to all of them. Really, the whole globe is popular. What's unusually popular this year compared to the past is international destinations. Europe has become much more of a year-round destination than it used to be. Our European flights are on fire still, particularly Southern Europe. It used to be just really a summer effect, and now more and more people are traveling to Europe. Japan is one of the most popular leisure destinations. It used to be almost all business traffic. Lots of people going to Japan for vacation now and for the holidays.
Scott, thank you very much for being on with us. Thanks for what you do. It's not just travel. People have a lot of reasons for flying, and they matter. So appreciate you getting people where they need to go safely.
Thank you.
All right, have a good holiday.
Thank you, and thanks for flying
Please put live TVs on all United flights. I like seeing TV in real time.
Gayle likes television. She works in television. She wants TV.
Yeah.